Hey guys, Joseph here. Finally getting around to this video. It's actually the Q&A video that I've been meaning to do. I want to thank you all for those who have submitted questions to me. So I'm going to go ahead and I got them all written down right here. Really wanted to do this so that way you guys get to know me a little better. So I'm just go ahead and get on to it. First one is from Halloween Happy. And Sam wants to know, what is your favorite kind of pizza? Okay, if we're going to get onto the toppings, I'm pretty simple, just beef and pepperoni. But if we're going to go with chain, it's got to be Papa John's. I do love me some Papa John's. Can't really go wrong there. Next up is No Star Reviews. And they want to know, what Doctor Who villain would you be the most afraid of if they were real? I know all the Doctor Who fans will probably say the Weeping Angels, because they are pretty freaky. And plus, come on, when you blink or turn around and they're already attacking you, that's pretty freaky, scary. But I gotta go with the Silence, because again, they already are pretty freaky looking, the design of them. And plus, it's kind of scary not knowing that once you look at it, you forget what you just said or what you did. You do things without not knowing you've already done that. So that can be pretty terrifying. Next up is Joe Manganero. So he wanted to know, if you had to live in one fictional horror place, where would you live? And really, this one should come as no surprise. It would be the Bates Motel. Just because that is my favorite movie of all time, and I want to go to the Universal Studios and actually go to the actual set. One day it will happen, but I got to go with the Bates Motel, only in cabin 10, just be on the other side of it. Don't want to be anywhere near number 1. Next up is Eisenwolf 101. And what is your holy grail, that one collectible that you want for your collection? It's actually kind of 2, and they're both comic books. One of them being, which I've been actively looking for. I've seen it one time in person, but I just did not have the money. And I know it's going to be a little pricey. Actually, both of them are. But it's Uncanny X-Men number 266, the first appearance of Gambit, because Gambit is my favorite X-Man of all time. And the other one is Spider-Man, I think Amazing Spider-Man number 121. And that one, because it's the death of Gwen Stacy. That's a pretty iconic comic, especially for that time, that era. So those two, I really want those two for my collection. Okay, next up is 2 Geeky Girls. What are some things you collect that are not horror related? Do you have a favorite fandom? And who, famous or not, would you like to meet the most? First off, what are some things I collect that are not horror related? Comic books. I'm a huge comic book reader. I've been collecting since I was around 8 or 9, so it's been a long time. In my late teenage, early adult, I couldn't afford to get in, collect as often as I wanted to. I've gotten back into it the last several years. No, not as hardcore as I was early on, but I'm really getting back into it now that I'm financially able to. That's the problem about it, but I will. Trying to get the individual comics, it's a little harder now. Now I've been getting the trade paperbacks with all however many issues for that story. But yeah, comic books. I've always been into comic books. And do I have a favorite fandom? Yes, it is Star Wars. You cannot. Star Wars is the longest running fandom I've been into since I was a kid. I had all the figures, and it just growing up, it's just anything Star Wars I gotta have. I mean, it's freaking Star Wars. I'm so excited for number 8 this year. I cannot wait. And who, famous or not, would you like to meet? There's so many people I want to meet, but I really, 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 really want to meet John Carpenter. Just if even just for a minute, just to shake that man's hand. I really want to meet John Carpenter. I've been a huge fan of his movies for the longest, so just to be able to meet him and just say thank you for everything he's given the horror genre. Yeah, that would be. I would just. Yeah, I would be just in heaven. Yeah. Next up, Jung J Boy. Can you do a video on your collection of the stuff that you have? Actually, I've been wanting to do that. I'm kind of rearranging things in my room, things in my house, getting it kind of to where I want it. So once I get it situated, I did plan on doing that video. It just it's gonna take me a little while. So, but yeah, it's in the works up here. So I do plan on doing that. Okay, next up is Pixie Willows. What are you most excited for about TFW? And also, what movie are you looking forward to seeing this year? What I am most excited about for Texas Frightmare, besides the con itself, is actually hanging out with you guys, just like we did last year. And this year's going to be even a bigger crowd, and I freaking cannot wait for you guys to come back down here. I know I tell you this when we're in the hangouts, but I freaking miss you guys. I really miss all of you. And I just cannot wait to see everybody again and hang out and meet the ones that are coming this year that weren't able to make it last year. So just meeting all the YouTubers. It's gonna be so much fun. That is what I'm most excited for. I know a lot of us are counting down the days, so I cannot wait for you guys to get back down here. And what movie am I most excited for? Besides Star Wars, I gotta go with Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Because the first one was fantastic. I like that Marvel is really taking chances on their movies. I mean, before that, only really the comic book readers knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. So they're really thinking outside. They're really thinking outside the box with what movies they want to do. And like with that and Black Panther in 2019, I believe. So yeah, they're really taking some chances. Not just going the safe route, which that's great and all, but yeah, give us some other new characters. So that's what I really like that's what they're doing. Next up is Todd All Things Horror. What is my favorite horror film that a lot of people haven't seen, and favorite that a lot of people don't seem to like? My favorite one that people haven't seen, it's a toss-up between Stuart Gordon's Dolls. It's surprised me that how many people have not heard about it or seen it. And also Strangeland from D. Snyder, directed by John Pipelo. I know it's not really that well known, but I really liked that movie. It was different. And seeing D. Snyder as Kathleen Howdy, that was pretty cool. But yeah, not a lot of people really know about that movie, either one of them. I'm really surprised with Dolls though. And my favorite one that people don't seem to like. I know I've heard so many people hate this movie, but it's Repo the Genetic Opera. I freaking love that movie. Again, because it's so different. It's finally a studio took a chance on a really weird, different movie. They're not giving us the same cookie cutter crap. They really took a chance, and they really let Darren Lynn Bousman go with it, even though it was the stage play that he directed a couple of years prior to it getting made, that he really fought Lionsgate. They kind of held him hostage with the Saw movies. They really wouldn't let him go do it until I don't know if it was his contract or whatnot, but they were kind of holding him hostage. But yeah, I love that movie. It's I had prior knowledge going into it because I had seen it was on the stage play was on YouTube for a while, so that's where I found it before the movie came out. And the casting of freaking Ogre from Skinny Puppy is what really sold it for me, because I am a huge Skinny Puppy fan. And for him and Bill Moseley to be in the same shot, that was amazing. So yeah, I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but I really love that movie. I loved it. When it came out, only one theater in Dallas got it, so I drove twice in the same week to go see it. So yeah, that should say something about how much I enjoy that movie. And the last one is Matthew Movies. What is your favorite horror franchise? It's always been a toss-up, really, between Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, but I gotta lean toward Nightmare on Elm Street. I've always really, really loved Freddy Krueger. Those some of the first horror movies I got into, excuse me, when I was a kid. So Freddy's always been one of my favorites. Even though it's really tough, but I have to go. If I have to give a definitive answer, it's got to be Nightmare. Nightmare on Elm Street. But that was all the questions I have. I want to do these Q&A videos every now and then, just to give a lot of you. I know a lot of you have other questions, so I plan on doing this a couple more times. So, but yeah, that was everything. I do have another video I got to do, so I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys.